especially you got to give a shout out to them. I think they came out here and did it the right way. Sometimes you get in these situations, joint practices, and it's ill intent, like they're not trying to get good work. So shout out to the coaches over there, the leaders over there, and I think we got better from it. And we get to go back and watch film and improve off of it.
Saquon, you answered so many questions this offseason about how your body would feel coming off the touches from last year. I know we're not in season yet, but you're out here pretty much every day touching it a ton. Like, do you feel the impact of last year, or are you maybe surprised at how little you don't?
No, you don't feel the impact of last year. I think you just feel camp. That's kind of how camp's supposed to be. You get your bumps and your bruises. You got to work through some things. It's supposed to be hard. Football's supposed to be hard. It helps get your body in condition for the season, kind of callous your body up. But I feel really good, and for me, it's just all about sticking to the plan that my team and the team here built, and just following it.
With Will Shipley, what did you see with him in joint practice?
I love Will. You won't ever catch me having to say anything negative about Will Shipley. Just his preparation, the way he worked. My favorite thing about him, which people can't really see, he's super competitive. So keeps me young. Let's say that, I guess.
We've been around each other for a year now. Just how is the chemistry and relationship evolving with you and Jalen Hurts?
It's improving. We had a great relationship last year, but just knowing each other longer, experience stuff that we experienced last year, training with each other for a whole year, just helpful. And two big leaders on the team, and it's important for us to have a good relationship, and it's only going to help the team in the future.
Since you guys aren't necessarily going in, playing in the preseason game, how fun is it, or how difficult is it to go up against a guy like Myles Garrett, to see him, and how beneficial is that to the offense overall?
I don't know if playing in preseason games or not, is playing in preseason games going to help you against a guy like Myles Garrett. It's fun though. You get to see him, how he works, and his craft. Obviously, he's blessed. God definitely blessed that guy over there. But you admire his work ethic too, and when you're going against somebody like that, it only gets you better. So I think our guys are doing a really good job against him, and I think we got great work this week.
What equips Will as a pass catcher?
He got great hands. I think he's probably the best route runner out of all the running backs on our team, and he has a great feel for seeing coverages too. So probably sure that stems from the stuff he did in college, but it's definitely something that can help take the team to another level.
What are you taking to see Brandon after day after surgery, a couple days after?
I think everybody is excited to see Landon. When you see a guy like that, how much he needs the team go down, your heart definitely stops. But it seems like everything's going to be okay. But the beauty with Landon, you kind of got to tell him to slow down rather than get going. So it's good to see him out here, but at the same time, you need to be smart and take his time.
What's your second year in this organization, in this system? Is it another part of being comfortable the second year? Is it a lot easier for you coming into camp and just all the weeks?
I think it's just more going to year 8, knowing what I need, knowing what my body needs. It definitely helps having another year within in this organization, in this building, just being familiar with everybody. Stuff that I got into my routine later on in the off season or in the season, it's already part of my routine now. So it's just helpful from training staff to nutrition to strength coaches to the coaches. All of them helping me improve every single day. That all just gets better naturally when you're here longer.
There's still 3 weeks to go in the season, but with the reps that how would that cohesiveness in the rhythm of the offense come opening night?
It's A.J. Brown. Obviously, we'd love for him to be out there, but that's football. Things happen. But if there's anybody in the world I'm not really concerned about, it's that guy. He's pretty good at doing his job and getting open. So.
Saquon, what was it like watching AJ much run over people like these past few days?
Now I'm confused. Yeah, I think it's been impressive. Just to see how massive of a human being he is, and how well he moves. To me, it's not him running over guys. You kind of know he can do that, but just the way he's able to get in and out of his cuts, especially in tight spaces. But being familiar with him and seeing his game in BC and in Green Bay, just going to definitely add another element to the running back room.
We'll do a couple more.
Say you have a day like today when you aren't participating in team drills, like what are you paying attention to? What are you trying to accomplish yourself in this situation?
First, making sure I get the call so I can envision what I would do, and then just really watching the running backs to be able to coach them up. Just because you're not taking the physical reps, it's important taking mental reps. And also still trying to be vocal and active on the sideline because that juice and energy is still needed. But I think we did a great job today. I think the backs did a great job today too. When you have joint practice like this against another team and you got two teams come out here really trying to practice and work together, you get a lot of good work out of it, and I think that happens too.
Saquon, what's the if you look at the Madden video game this year, how is it? What's your view on it?
I think the Madden game is amazing. I think Madden did an amazing job. It is a little cooler when it's you on the cover, to be honest. Sadly, when I'm in camp, I don't get to play it too much. But we'll have a couple days off coming up soon that I'll be able to play a little bit more.
How's this camp going for you? Obviously, settled into that right guard position. How do you think things have progressed?
Yeah, I think it's going well. Just trying to stack days, trying to get better each and every day. I think competing has always been big here. I think we got really good players, and today we got the chance to go against some really good players. So just going out there competing, trying to get better each and every single day. So I think it's been good.
How do you see Brett feel?
I think Brett's done a great job. I mean, every time Brett has to come in, regardless of the situation, he knows what he's doing. He's always prepared, and I think as long as he's in there, he's going to continue to do a great job.
What's been the benefit of getting reps every single day at the same spot?
It's been extremely beneficial because it just allows you to get real comfortable with the guys you're playing next to. Just kind of how we should communicate things, how guys play things. If something happens last second, you kind of know how they were going to react to it. And then just staying in that same spot just kind of gives you that confidence of, because you see yourself improving each and every single day, because you're doing the same things and you're also building on things. So I think it's extremely beneficial.
Offensive linemen always have a unique relationship with their quarterback. How is your relationship with Jalen evolved, especially with you getting more reps and being out there more?
Yeah, it's really good. I think Jalen does a great job of just always being insightful and being able to communicate. Whenever I have a question about anything, I can go to Jalen and he can give me a good answer for it. Whenever he needs anything out of me, he comes to me directly and tells me. So I think being able to have that good communication between a quarterback and an O-line as a whole is really good, because just different things as far as like where the launch point, communicating that to us so we know kind of how to set, and just different things like that I think is extremely important.
You think that familiarity that you're building with Lane on the right side is maybe kind of a factor in whether you could fill in on the left if needed?
Say it again?
You know, earlier how you were talking about how you've been in the same place on the right side, building time with Lane. Do you think that's a factor with your possible availability on the left side if needed?
I'm not entirely sure. I think just working with Lane throughout the summer has been really good, and it's allowed me allowed us to just be more comfortable playing next to each other. If they ask me to play on the left, I'm more than comfortable doing that. I did that last year. I played next to Jordan, and obviously Cam's still the center. So, I'll do whatever the team asks. So.
How beneficial is it for you? Are these joint practices? I mean, you go up against guys on your own team, but you know, how does that help sharpen you?
Yeah, it's always good to get just a different look, just to go against different players, because after a while you kind of get a feel of certain players, and certain players get a feel for you, just kind of what you do well and things like that. So it's always good to just get the opportunity to do that. I think going against this different scheme has been great, just because they do so many different things than what our defense does, and the D-line plays a totally different style. So I think And I mean, it's what we're going to see during the season. So I think that's been really good for us.
What part of the summer are you most proud of?
Say it again?
What part of the summer are you most proud of?
I wouldn't say I'm proud of anything. I don't think I've really accomplished anything yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I've been able to continue to grow and continue to get better, and I feel myself getting better. I can see myself getting better, and I'm happy for that. But I wouldn't say I'm necessarily proud of anything. Yeah. I think my hands have definitely got better. I always felt like I was able to use my feet really well. I think I've definitely gotten stronger since I first got here for sure. Cause I could feel it. Yeah, I think hands have been really big. Just being able to snatch off games, reset my hands, and so I think that's been able to. That's this really like the improvement in my hands has allowed me to improve.
What would it mean to you if you started lineup around it? And I know you started game. What would it mean to be started?
Yeah, that would be obviously pretty incredible. That's the goal. Everybody wants to be a starter, regardless of its opening day, last game of the season, Super Bowl, whatever it is. So I mean, it would be an honor to start on this team, and that's the goal that everybody's striving for. That's why you come to camp and everybody's competing to do that.
You played so much tackle in college, so obviously there was going to be a change for you. Like, was there a point where it kind of clicked and you said, all right, I think I can play it?
Yeah, I think it took a minute, to be honest. I didn't think at first it just wasn't like extremely comfortable to be there. So it did take a minute for me to be like, oh yeah, I could do this. And I mean I don't know why that was the case, but yeah, it did take, just coming in from college, it wasn't like as soon as I got there, I was like, oh yeah, I feel good. Like it took a minute. Yeah.
You said y'all worked together?
Say it again?
You said you and Lane spent time together in the summer?
Oh no, we didn't. No, but he did. He helped me and a lot of the guys. He sent us like kind of like some of the strength programs he was doing and things like that. Because he got the barn in like Oklahoma or whatever that he works at. So I didn't go to Oklahoma. But he did send us kind of some of the stuff that he does, and that was pretty good.
He's been very complimentary of you yesterday. He said you're having an unbelievable training camp. To hear words like that from him, how much does that mean to you?
It means a lot coming from, especially a guy like that. He's obviously like one of the best players to ever play, like, you know, and to receive compliments from him like that is feels good.
What's it been like the last couple of practices getting to work with Matt Fire at right tackle?
Yeah, Matt. It's been really good working with Matt because you never know, just you know, guys go down and whatever the case is. So you never know when you'll be playing next to somebody different. Playing with Matt, Matt's a really good player. He's big. Got really long arms. So it's really nice playing next to a guy like that. Communication's been really good. So yeah, I feel comfortable playing next to Matt for sure.
What's it been like going up and seeing Myles Garrett across that line?
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. Everybody's on high alert when you see him on the field. Obviously, you've seen what he's done throughout his career, but then when you see him on the field and then you see him move and you see the power that he plays with, it's like just different. So yeah, it's definitely concerning to see him on the field for sure.
You took some time coming from college. You took some time coming from college to field. At what point did you feel like you belonged?
I don't know. Maybe like sometime during my second year. Just I feel like once you finally see yourself having just any type of success, then that confidence starts to grow, and so I think finally being able to see myself have at least some type of success in that second year, and just feeling good, you know, in that position, in that stance, moving well, feet not feeling like clumsy, like coordinated with the feet and everything, hands feeling coordinated. That's kind of when you start to feel good there. Yeah.
Last one. Have you talked to Makai at all during training camp or even before the camp started to just see, and then give you any words of encouragement?
Yeah, I mean, me and Makai, I feel like we became friends over the year. So it's always good talking to Makai. I think I haven't talked to him probably like in a couple weeks, so it's been a minute. But yeah, I mean, Makai obviously came here and was able to do really well. And so I think me and Makai have played differently because he's like a different body type, just different skill set and things like that. So there's some things that I can't replicate in Makai's game, and Makai can't replicate in my game. So, but yeah, it's always good talking to him.
Miller time out there?
Sweating time out there.
Dan, what's your impression of the running backs behind Saquon, like Will and AJ?
I feel like we got a good, versatile backfield. You know, everybody has a little bit different part to their game. You know, AJ's that big back, and Ships seems like he's good at doing about everything out there. And you know, it's fun to watch him grow and learn from Saquon. And now AJ getting in here, it's, you know, he's got a lot of talent. So it's nice seeing him learn from these vets.
I was mentioning that, you know, when you get all these reps next to people, you kind of learn how they play and what they like. What kind of things do you think you see from him and the guys you play next to that benefit over time?
Say that again?
Yeah, that wasn't a great question. Playing next to a particular player for a long time and seeing the way they operate, what's the benefit of that, and where do you see that specifically help?
Honestly, I think specifically it's about how they communicate. I think that's what's nice, having, you know, 5 guys in there together and getting familiar. You know, you all got to do the same job. You got to block the guy in front of you, but everybody communicates a little bit different. And so getting more familiar with how they communicate, especially when they're tired and when they're not tired, and how they see things and operate. Like, that's kind of how you can get on the same page, you know, whether if you got a backer coming low or getting wide, or you see a certain alert that we're looking for, and how is the guard going to tell me what he sees in the shortest amount of words, most concise, so we can get everything communicated before the snap. And so there's a certain way to do it.
In that same vein, how is Brett doing, filling in for Landon?
He's doing very good. He's doing good. He's such a smart guy. He's been in the league for a long time, and he's very cerebral. And so that's another thing. It's like he sees everything, he knows everything, but it's just figuring out the best way to communicate with it, because not everybody's going to, you know, understand it the same way that you are, you know.
Do you think the Browns threw more at you guys and maybe, I mean, what do you think about like how they handled their calls? Do you think it was just them running their scheme stuff, or do you think they were kind of like trying to match what you guys were doing?
You know, I think they're just practicing. We're just practicing, trying to get better, you know, especially red zone, them throwing in, you know, things that we're going to see from every team. You know, they have a little different scheme, you know, it's a lot of penetrators straight of the field. We're going to see a lot of teams like that this year, but, you know, they're doing stuff that a lot of people do, you know, 4 down, 3 linebackers, 6-1, you know, it's a lot of things we're going to see throughout the year. So it's nice getting work at that.
See Landon Dickerson out there a day after his surgery. What's that like, you know, seeing him on the field so quickly and escaping a serious injury?
Feels like Landon. That's our guy, you know, he never count him out. It's the toughest guy I know.
Tyler was just talking about how he's a different body type than Makai. Obviously, Brett's a different body type than Angel as well. What's the challenge for your position? Two smaller guys and those 2 giant guys. For you, what's the challenge to play with smaller guys?
You know, I'm just trying to do the same thing that I can do every time, be consistent. They're trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to do the same job. And, you know, they're a different body type. They might get the job done differently, but their body's going to be in the same position that Kai was in or Landon was in. And, you know, it's similar stuff, but, you know, it's just learning how to work together, communicate together.
How do you think Drew Kendall's coming along?
Really well. Yeah, I think he's smart. He picks up things that are getting taught, and he does it with, you know, a fine detail to it. So he really shows that he's not only like hearing it, but he's understanding it and learning it, and he's able to translate everything in the meeting onto the field. You know, there's just so much to cover. It's hard to, you know, get through everything on the field and walk through it, but you got to just cover that in the meeting room, and he's doing a great job of coming out here and, you know, not blinking. he's just, he can do everything. He just needs to be confident, needs to be louder, needs to communicate a little better. But he's doing an awesome job.
Does he hang by you a lot, or I mean, does he?
Yeah, he fits in the group great.
Is it surreal?
As you're installing and hashing out this offense in training camp, how helpful is it to have Myles Garrett out there, someone to keep an eye on as you guys are kind of practicing?
Just being a football fan, it's fun to watch him just move. He's an alien out there. Just watching him move, it reminds me of like a predator with some ice skates running through the grass.
As an interior guy, do you get that when a player like that's on the field, obviously he's on the outside most of the time. Do you get a feel as an interior guy when somebody with that kind of skill is on the field?
Yeah, you feel that. That might change some of your calls or how you protect or where you want to, slide a protection. But you just want to make sure you're, anybody that can wreck a game, you want to make sure you're trying to cover that and not just put somebody on an island with them.
The relationship with Ty Robinson going into his arrival here in Philadelphia, what had been your impressions of him for these first few weeks of camp and how he's performed?
Yeah, it's fun watching him fit in and just, go out there and play hard. And, you're going to make mistakes. But, man, you just go out there, play hard, and you learn. And he's fitting in great, and he's working hard, and it seems like he's getting better every day.
Landon's toughness up close. What was it like going through, injuries at the same time with him late last year? What did you kind of learn about him?
I mean, it helped me, knowing like, I'm going through something that's tough and struggling to get through it, and it sucks. But at the same time, I know the guys to the right and left of me are going through stuff too, and I got to push through because I'm dealing with something, but they're dealing with something. You deal with it together, you'll get through it together.
In terms of the blitz pickup, have your responsibilities changed at all?
No, I think everything changes a little bit, but stays the same a little bit. It's just kind of fine detailing how me and Jalen go through and call it protection, how we want to change it, how we want to communicate it. But it's very similar to what we've been doing here for a decent amount of time.
How much back and forth is there about how long Jalen actually went on?
Say that again?
You guys call this quarterback draws or practice. How much back and forth with the defense is there about how many yards Jalen actually got?
Oh, I don't know. We're just practicing our plays, trying to get better. I don't care where they mark him down. We're just trying to get ready for the season because I know he's going to do what he needs to do in the season.
Can you tell when a run play is successful in these sorts of environments?
Yeah, it's kind of hard until you watch the film. I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing my job correctly, and I can tell when, I do what I need to do. And then when we get to the meeting room, then we, look at it as a group and see how it hits and how it works and whether it didn't work because one of us or the scheme or what the defense is giving us. So sometimes it's tough out there. That's why it's nice having the big screen out there and, get to really see what's going on.
You guys looked at yesterday. When you guys looked at yesterday, there was so much inside zone. It looked successful. Was it successful? Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
This is not a question. Were you at all surprised with the amount of trickery that was going on out there today?
A little bit, but I think it's good to get exposure to it now than later. It just keeps us disciplined. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we got to see it all this year. So at some point in this year, we're going to see trickery. We're going to see trick plays. Might as well prepare for it now.
I feel like you guys did today.
Details was a little, at times we could have been a lot better, but at the end of the day, it's more about being physical, putting our physicality on display, playing with great technique. I think all of us did that today. But this is what practice is. It's practice. You're going to be off on the details sometimes, but we have an opportunity to clean it up before it really counts in the game.
Jalen Carter was saying how he always knew you could be a three-down player. He would always tell you that. It was just a matter of time. What was that? What was his messaging over the years to you about that, about being that kind of player?
Just doing the thing together. You know what I'm saying? I think our biggest thing is just playing together. We love. Obviously, we came from the same school. We had that repertoire, but just being able to be on the field together. And I feel like it makes the offensive line job harder. And not only just me and Jalen, but from everybody in the D-line room. Everybody's coming along from Gabe to Ty to BY to the young guys, Justin, Joe, and we got a good stable now. And so, it's just more about being detailed, getting everything together, and being on the same page as a D-line because, we consider ourselves the heartbeat of the defense. So when we go, everybody goes. And, the linebackers make the call, but it's the front that really gets things done. So just being on the same page with everything.
Seeing Gabe last year, through the year on the practice squad, Nick had mentioned in the past that that's what the practice squad is for. What have you seen from his development year 1 and year 2?
It's more about the mindset that he had. I seen him progress through the year, and it was more so about just getting him to have that confidence that he could go out there and play with the guys, and just be physical as everybody else. And I think that he's understanding it now, and he's going out there, he's playing his best ball, and he's playing physical and understanding the defense. And I couldn't be more proud of him, and he's just going through, progressing, and that's all we can ask for.
Booker traded. There's not really an obvious guy to back you up at the nose. What do you make of the guys that are competing, I guess, for that spot?
I mean, we love Book, but he's going out there, he's the biggest, doing big things, and it sucks on all of us. And from a schematic standpoint, it isn't really much because at the end of the day, everybody's ready to go. That's what we prepare for. But it's more so about just losing a brother because in the D-line room, and I hate to make this emotional because, everybody cares about the X's and O's, but when you lose a guy in the D-line room with a D-line room that's so connected like us, we're all young, we're all under 25. So when you have a guy that been with y'all for a couple of years, and, you lose that repertoire, you lose that camaraderie, it's hard on everybody. It's like losing a brother, but we know he's going to go out there and do big things, but still, it's just kind of like a missing piece that, just something right here. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep going, we got to keep balling. And I'm sure he's going to do the same things over there as well.
In terms of the X's and O's, so is like Hall a guy that be that nose or
we're all cross-trained, so anybody can play the nose, from Mo to me to JC to everybody. So we're all cross-trained at every position on the D-line. It's going to be primarily me because, I consider myself to be the anchor, but knock on wood, I guess it depends on the game.
Some of those guys come to you, though, when it comes to playing nose or Gabe, that technique, do they gravitate to you when they have to take those kinds of snaps?
Yeah, I mean, because I've been doing this since college. So I've been playing nose since college. I've been playing nose since I've been here. So a lot of the things that we learn at nose, I understood coming from where I was previously. And so a lot of things translate, but at the end of the day, if they have a question on anything, we all collaborate together. It could be me, it could be JC, it could be Mo. It doesn't really matter. So everything that we do, we cross-train and everything. So I think that's a testament to our D-line coach and our scheme and Vic as well.
So much is made about competition, especially in training camp for positions and stuff like that. Is it easy to forget sometimes that the competition keeps going when the season starts, that it's doesn't?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we don't look at it as competition. We kind of look at it as just getting better. And, obviously during the season, you got to play your best ball at all times. That's what we come out here for. That's what we're paid to do. So, we always going to put the best 11 on the field. And, whether that's you or not, you just have to keep going and work harder. And even if you do have that spot, you have to keep working as though you don't. And I think that's just more of a mindset thing. It's just coming out there, rent is due every day. You have to pay the dues every day when you're on the practice field. Even in the meeting rooms, you have to pay your dues and everything. You just have to be a pro. You have to do everything right. So
that hit home for you at all last year when you were not getting as many reps maybe as you did the year before?
I wouldn't say. My thing is just as long as we get a W on that ticker box, that's all that matters to me. And however the game falls, some games are going to be playing more, some games are going to be playing less. But I think now I'm at the point where I want to be on the field as much as I can. So if it causes me to learn more things, to learn more techniques, to learn anything, then even get skinnier, then I'm willing to do it. So obviously you see that I'm willing to do it. And I think it's going to be great going into the year and translating because at the end of the day, we can all play, we can all ball. So we just have to go out there and show it.
With the camps and in some of these long practices, how much have you noticed the benefit of the weight loss and all the conditioning?
Definitely noticed it. And I'm in a lot better spot than I was last year and stuff like that. Obviously, it's one thing to be in practice shape, it's one thing to be in the game shape, but I think that's why I love these joint practices because you get the feeling of being in the game shape. And then fortunately for us, Cleveland likes to go fast in their huddle. So it even causes you to move even faster and process things a lot quicker. So these joint practices is really a good thing for us to kind of assess where we are, not even just schematically, but just even physically and just condition-wise and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we can't play the game because they don't. I guess they don't want us playing, but I can't really say for sure why. But at the end of the day, this is where we get it in. And, we're going against their best. There's their starting O-line, there's their starting quarterback, there's their starters, and everything that we see, we're going to see from them. And, fortunately, we can't have joint practices with every team, but it's a good standpoint right now.
JD, what does it mean to see Landon Dickerson out here today after surgery? You guys have battled, obviously, the past couple of years.
Definitely. I mean, he's a tough guy, man. And I know he's going to get through this injury. He's going to get through it stronger than he came into it. But it's hard to lose a guy like that. But I know he's – with this offensive line, those guys band like brothers too. It's same. I mean, I guess it's a trench thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they band together and hold together, and just to even see him probably gives them moral support and everything. And unfortunately for me, he's great competition. He's probably the best guy that I'll see all year. So, definitely going to miss that aspect of going against him in practice. But at the end of the day, I care about his health way more than any X's and O's and practice stuff. So I hope that he recovers fast and gets back to it.
Morrow's gotten rave reviews from everybody this summer. Playing next to him often, what is he doing that is resonating with everybody?
Unfortunately, I can't translate his low center of gravity for myself, but he's very athletic. He's very quick, has a low center of gravity. He works his hands really well, and I think a combination of that, it just makes offensive line, especially when they're a lot taller than him, it makes their job a lot harder because they have to play with supreme technique because you can't really play a short guy. Even for me, when I play a short center, it's harder for me because I have to play with supreme technique, try to get under him so I don't get out leveraged. But with him, man, I mean, everything is translating for him. And I think that he's really finding his comfort and the things that he does. And another year with Coach Hurts, I mean, it does wonders for all of us. Everything's translating. Everything's reciprocating from last year. So I think that he's going to be in an amazing spot when the season rolls around. He's working hard. And obviously, y'all see it. It's showing. And I definitely think that it's going to be a name to learn in y'all household this year.
Jordan, with Vic, he's been around for 40-plus years as a coordinator. What makes him such a good defensive coordinator?
Smart. He cares about how smart his defense is. And, obviously the physicality is going to show for itself. But even today, like, we had box drills afterwards. It's just little stuff like that that kind of keeps us, keeps us engaged, keeps us in shape because, it's never a day off with him. It's never a day off. Even when it's like we don't have practice or anything, it's something mental. It's always a mental thing. And he understands that. I mean, he's seen it all. He's seen it all from us to way back when he started. So he knows what he's doing. I'm confident in everything that he does. And even when we get plays wrong, even when we do stuff like that, it's if we all wrong, we all right. And so you just have to, take it in and soak it in because he's been doing it for a long time. He knows what it looks like. He knows what it takes. And so, obviously, we reached the highest high this year, and we just have to start back at square one and get back to it.
How's it going?
Doing good. Training camp in, what month is it? August.
Kind of a unique question. So when I was watching back at the director cut from the Super Bowl, it showed a lot of clips of you throughout the whole postseason, actually, of you getting in Jalen's ear after he made a big play, hyping him up, telling him you're that guy. Just from your point of view, how has he evolved as a leader, and just how has your guys' relationship evolved? Have you guys become more than teammates, brothers, friends?
I think it's as cliche as that, left tackle and quarterback relationship is. I think it's more than the cliche. It's just what the relationship we've had off field ever since he's stepped into the building in 2020. Just a natural, easygoing, friendship, and it's that brotherhood has transferred onto the field real easy, real quick. The more reps that we've had, and I think just all the years that we've had together, just the ups and downs that we faced as a team and as a unit, it just brings you closer. And so, his development as a leader, he doesn't need me. In all honesty, he doesn't need me. I just gassing him up sometimes when I feel like he's cooking.
Jordan, how do you feel after watching the film of yesterday's practice? How do you feel like the offense performed?
Could be better. What do you think? What do you guys think? You guys always have something to say, right?
Today, you guys see the film, but yesterday, after watching it, and especially, I guess, specifically the O-line, obviously you had a lot of moving parts in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that affected your performance?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on the plug and play, and we just weren't good enough yesterday. Just from a conditioning standpoint, maybe from a execution standpoint as well. I did think that we did really, really good things in the run game. That is very evident. The film don't lie there. But in the pass game, I certainly could be a lot better, a bit more firmer up there on the blind side. And I think we were a bit leaky sometimes. But, yeah, we could definitely be a lot better.
How much did you get out of working against Myles Garrett? How do you feel like that went today?
Any time you get an opportunity to go up against the best, he truly is the best at that position. It's just that you got to take advantage of those opportunities. They, especially if it's a training rep, So I think it's gotten me better. I have a lot of film to go off now and watch and see how I can, again, refine and sharpen and learn from yesterday and today. And, good for me.
How does it feel to see Landon? We find out here today, day after surgery, and
Laughing.
Sunday night.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I was very happy to see him this morning when he walked into the locker room. I was kind of shocked that he was walking. So, just very happy to see his bubbly face in the building and his energy. And glad everything's going okay.
The word helpless gets described often in football, but it seems you guys use it differently with Landon. What about him is, I guess, stands out in terms of his toughness?
In terms of his toughness? Man, I think that guy's just made of rubber. Man, he's just made of rubber. It doesn't matter what injury he's going through during the game. He's just going to keep pushing through, and it's inspiring. It's very inspiring because then I hurt a finger or I hurt a toe, and I'm just like, that hurts. And he's playing out there with one leg, one knee, and he's just like, all right, you got to toughen up. And man, it's just, I don't know what it is. Something different about him, the mentality, just to go out there and lay it all.
Sorry. Speaking of which, it looked like you were dealing with some things yesterday. You were down. What was that?
I think we all at this point in camp, we're all just carrying injuries. It's been a very physical camp. It was nice to see some fresh faces this week and some new looks. But I'm not the only one that's going through camp carrying still little nags and little injuries here and there. That's when you got to sacrifice that free time to be doing rehab or treatment to be able to come back out in the paddock and keep pushing. Anything else?
Do you get the sense that Tyler Steen's getting more comfortable, and if so, how have you seen that?
I think Tyler's always been a confident guy, but you can definitely see his growth in that position at right guard. The more reps that you can get, I know from speaking experience from my right side stint in 2019, the more reps I got, the more comfortable I got. So now it's just all about getting the fundamentals of the playbook down pat so he can play free. I think he's getting a lot more comfortable, and he's done a fantastic job thus far. But like I've said, we're always in the business of improvement, and so we're going to watch that film tonight with a keen eye and see how we can improve.
What's the process like with reviewing, not just Myles, but any pass rusher and applying that to the next, because each rusher is different?
There's no one like Myles, so you can't apply what Myles does to anyone else because he's just a freak. He's a freak.
Yeah, no, but what do you gain personally out of watching those reps?
I get a giggle. I'll get a giggle out of it. I'll be honest. I'm just sitting there like, I did my fucking job. Oh, sorry. I did my job, and yet I still got beat. How is that even possible? How is he still at below my knees, and he's bending the corner? He starts the rush, in a 4-point stance, and by the time he's 4 yards upfield, he's still at that same height. And it's kind of like, what am I supposed to do there? Just jump on him? Not even that's possible. He'll just carry me to the QB. The guy's a freak. But like I said, man, when you go up against the best, so that's enough glazing for now. Sorry, guys. When you go up against the best, you're able to, learn from the next rep. And it was kind of just like this lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. That's just how it felt like. And, I just kept on saying, keep it pushing to the next play and keep trying to just do your job, and then we'll fix it up later.
Back to the point that you've been working through something at training camp physically. There's other veterans that have taken some days off or snaps off. And you're not one of those. Is that because you're declining it, or is it because you're not getting them, or what? Is it a mentality thing? What is it?
I can't answer that one. Not because I don't know I just don't know the answer.
Take 2 more. Picking up 4-point stance. Ogbo, what's it like going up against him?
Oh, well?
And how do you think he's performing?
Sorry, can you say the question again? Sorry.
Speaking of a 4-point stance,
yeah.
He'll rush a lot from that position. How's it been like going up against him? What does he bring to the pass rush?
Who are you talking about? I can't hear. Ogbo. Oh, Ogbo. Sorry. I thought that's what you said. Ogbo. I was like, who the hell is Ogbo? I don't even want to say it either. I think the knowledge that he has been probably the talks that we've had, just talking about what he's seen from when he was on other teams, about what we do, and how we can kind of protect ourselves from that. The knowledge has been the most impressive part about having him here. And then going out there, he's a guy who's not going to take a playoff ever. He doesn't take a playoff. So he's just, the first effort, the second effort, and the third effort. So if you're not conditioned to go first effort, second effort, or third effort with Obo, it's a wrap.
What about Brett getting those first team reps? How do you think he's handled that? How do you think he's handling the opportunity next to Brett Jones?
Brett's capitalizing. Man, I mean, Brett gets a lot of hate, and I'm just, I just think for a guy who just comes in and just whatever they say, you're playing center, you're playing right guard, he just says yes sir, and he does everything he can to put us in the best position as a center, and then as a guard, he's again helping the Cam out, he's helping me out, and he does the best that he can to do the job that he's being asked to every day. And it's hard to go from center to guard to tackle to back to guard and center. That's a tough life. And so I'm extremely proud of Brett. I do think he's taking advantage of this opportunity. He's trying to put out good film out there. He's done a good job. We've done a good job together the last 2 days. Not a great job. Again, a lot to clean up on from a communication and technique standpoint. But I definitely think in the run game we were pretty sound on some of those inside zone concepts and some of the outside zone too. So he's a very smart player, and I'd be ashamed. It'd be a shame if people don't appreciate him. Got one more.
Going back to Miles, a lot of the young guys like J-Legs and Jihaad have spent some time around him, just like talking to him.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going up against him like you are, but what do you hope that they get out of these last 2 practices, getting to spend some time?
What do I hope that J-Legs and that get out of it? Probably the cues that he looks at tackles. Even just like in between plays, like he'll exchange like, "Why'd you do that?" And I'd be like, "Why'd you do that?" And we just go back and forth and give each other a little nod of like, "Okay, this is why. Okay, this is why I did that." And you talk after practice and you're just like, "Oh, okay, so we trade information about like what we're looking at, but just the P's and Q's of how tackles set, of like tendencies that they have, that they do, that can reveal something." And I think you can't mimic what Miles does. I mean, I sound like I'm just glazing this bloke. I mean, I'm just saying, this is just different. You can't imitate that. He's just one of one, that guy. And I think the most thing you can do is try to replicate it and then get your IQ up. So.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You can leave now. Do you have one of Landon's beer?
No, wasn't invited to that party.
What makes Vic Fangio such a good coach?
Like, just because he's old school, and we got that old school mindset with everything.
What does that mean? What does
hard practice, running, conditioning? You don't like with just helmets. He'd rather do pad fight every day or something like that. Yeah.
How about from a teaching standpoint? What is about the fundamentals?
Old school teaching, everything, all that. Yes, sir.
How much fun is it for you playing alongside Jordan Davis right now? He's obviously in better shape. He's going to get more snaps. You guys obviously have a long background together.
That's good, man. You see him looking better against Slim. Pass rush looking good, man. He's about to be first, second, third down player right there.
Did you think he had it in him to be an all-down player the time you've been around him?
Hell yeah, always. You know, got some sacks in college and obviously seen him get sack in NFL, so you know he's capable of it, and just got to be more consistent and put that in his bag, I guess.
Where do you feel like trick play that they ran? They had this screen down the left side there.
Yeah, they ran 2. You talking about the throwback screen?
Yeah.
I just knew it was coming. Oh, you talking about like the goal line where he caught it and tossed it back?
Where he had like the caravan.
I knew it was coming. Like as soon as I see him catch it, he wasn't even trying to go for it. I was like, it's a throwback. You know, they got it. That's a good play in their books, and I think they scored off that or something like that.
Where do you compare yourself from this year at this time from last year? How much further along do you think you are? Obviously, you have last year under your belt, that experience, and you know you're trending up. Just how do you feel at this time compared to last year?
I really don't know. I don't really think about last year. You know, just like how when I'm done with this and I gotta wake up tomorrow morning, I don't think about what I did yesterday.
Right.
You know, every day is a day just to get better and work on my craft.
James, you and Jordan talked a little bit during the offseason about the need to now be the leaders, even though you guys are both still pretty young. How have you found yourself growing in that leadership role?
Well, you know, just me and him have the most experience with each other playing together, and you know, we played with Mo and stuff. Had a year with them, and here Byron Young and Gabe and stuff like that. But still, at the end of the day, me and him got the most connection. We know each other the most, so just me and him talking and just putting the guys with us, bringing in that connection and that positivity. And I think that's just all we need right there, and then everything else will flow in.
Do you feel more comfortable being, you know, one of the louder voices back there?
It's whatever. Like even if I was the quiet one, I'm still find a way to get the team, you know, lit and ready to play.
What do you think of that next group, BY and Ty Robinson, just those young guys?
I think in the preseason it's showing. You know, them boys getting some moves off. Gabe, the last preseason game had a couple good third down moves and pass rushes, and we just seen all their bags open up, and they starting to see things we're doing and add it to their bag and showing it in the preseason game.
Talking about Jordan, where do you feel like, in terms of his pass rush, where do you feel like he's growing the most?
Just finishing on the moves. You know, it's one thing to just throw a move, but it's another thing to just throw it with a sense of urgency and a rip and, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I'm seeing. Just making a rush upfield, not at the line and stuff like that.
And do you think that's just reps and you're getting more comfortable, or is this something Clint Hurd?
Reps, conditioning, just pretty much everything. That's it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just, you know, competing out here playing ball, you know, meeting a lot of great group of guys. And like I said, man, you know, just competing and, you know, trying to better each other each and every day that we out here. So.
You feel like you got better these last 2 days?
Definitely, you know, just sharpening up on the details and really just the scheme, you know, just digging deep into my playbook and, you know, just having a great performance out here.
There was a play yesterday where it looked like Bobby King had some corrections for you after one of their touchdowns. What are some of the things that you're working on most right now that's coming at you maybe a little fast?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, always just sharpening up my style of game, you know, the details and, you know, what our scheme is. And, you know, just really understanding, you know, what's the role that I'm playing, you know what I'm saying? And really, like I said, man, just sharpening that up each and every day and not giving up and, you know, just giving 110% every time.
You were talking the other day with Myles Garrett after practice.
Yeah.
What was that like? What kind of things was he telling you?
Really just two freaks, you know, talking to each other. He's a great guy, man. You know, we're in the same agency together, so, you know, it was a good, you know, little mojo, you know, just catching up with each other and, you know, just talking about, you know, habits, you know, finding the routine, especially me coming in as a rookie and, you know, just honing on, you know, who I am as a person, just being who I am and, you know, always staying that way and just working hard.
Is he a guy you looked up to?
Say it again?
Is he a guy you looked up to?
Definitely. I mean, one of the guys for sure. You know, just work ethic and, I mean, everybody sees his game, right? He's a freak, like I said. You know, he's one of the best to do it, and he's still doing it, so.
What is Vic done to bring out the best in you? What has he identified in your game that put you in those positions to play?
Just the small details, you know, like running to the ball, getting a hook drop, and, you know, still visualizing other things to make the play, you know what I'm saying? So overall, just being a playmaker, understanding, you know, what that is and, you know, just simplifying it down each and every day.
Josh, do you feel like you're getting to the point where your athleticism is allowed to show because you understand what's going on the field?
I think, the main thing for me out here is really just to get better and strive for perfection. We are not perfect as human beings in general, but it's great to put in our minds to, before we come out here, thank God and, just strive for perfection each and every day we get out here, just be around our peers and, have those guys strive for more perfection, so we're all, just being positive and being very humble.
One more question about Myles Garrett. How valuable is it to just have a sounding board like that as a young kid coming in and have an all-time great to just talk to?
I mean, it's definitely good, when you got a guy like Myles, come and talk to you and have some time. It was very honoring, for him to do that, and I really appreciate it.
Considering you're getting a lot of work with the ones, how much do you expect to play Saturday in the preseason?
Expect to play?
Do you expect to play Saturday?
I mean, I'm just being where my feet are, what I'm saying? Just day by day in practice, wanting to get better, have a want to win, have a want to just learn more and, just execute everything that I could do on the field.
In person, if you're getting more edge rusher reps, during practice or even these past few days against the Browns?
Like I said, man, I'm just sharpening up my toolbox, what I'm saying? That and anything that I can do with my athletic ability tool, whether that's being a pass rusher, that's being in the box, or, just making plays in general, anything that helps the team. I think that's the biggest goal.
You mentioned striving for perfection. What does your self-evaluation process look like? I mean, specifically in training camp these last few weeks, how have you evaluated things?
I mean, just my habits, what I'm saying? Just, confidence builds character, character builds confidence. So, the more outside the building, I do what I'm supposed to do on my day-to-day basis, my routine, my habits. I come out here and I'm way more confident, each and every day, to execute my job and, to be around the guys and be more vocal and be a leader.
What's done behind the scenes to build a connection with Zach Bond? You guys are on the field. What's done behind the scenes to build a connection with Zach Bond, chemistry with Zach Bond, when he's obviously not on the field?
I mean, Zach, he's a big bro to me, what I'm saying? So just finding ways to better each other at any given moment. Like, we'll be walking and, just stop and talk just about like a certain play or different details or, just little like tweaks of how he made plays and, just altering into my game and how I can make a play and how he sees things differently, and really, I mean, other than that, just, watching film and, I was just getting back to the board to get sharp.